The year is 820 AD, and the coasts of France are under siege. Frankish chronicles paint a grim picture of widespread attacks along the shoreline, leaving a trail of destruction in their wake. But who are these mysterious invaders striking fear into the hearts of the French people? They're none other than the Vikings, those fierce Norse warriors from the north. Now you might be wondering, why would these Vikings travel all the way to France? Well, it turns out they had a pretty good reason. These cunning raiders had figured out that the wealthy monasteries and towns dotting the French coast were like treasure chests, just waiting to be cracked open. And crack them open they did. But here's where things get really interesting. The Vikings weren't content with just hit-and-run tactics anymore. No, they'd learned a new trick that would change the game entirely. They started to overwinter near their targets. That's right. They'd set up camp close to the places they planned to raid, allowing them to strike at a moment's notice and retreat to safety just as quickly. As if that wasn't bad enough for the French, the Vikings decided to up the ante even further. They began building larger fleets, capable of carrying more men and launching bigger, more devastating assaults. Imagine the terror of seeing not just one Viking longship on the horizon, but an entire armada bearing down on your town. Now, the French weren't about to take this lying down. They knew they had to do something to protect themselves from these relentless invaders. So, what did they do? They fortified their ports and rivers, turning them into strongholds against the Viking onslaught. It was a desperate attempt to stem the tide of Norse aggression that threatened to overwhelm them. But here's the thing about the Vikings. They were nothing if not persistent. Despite the French efforts to keep them at bay, the raids continued. The Vikings had tasted the riches of France, and they weren't about to give up so easily. The stage was set for a long and brutal conflict that would shape the future of both nations. So, the next time you're walking along a peaceful French coastline, take a moment to imagine what it must have been like back in 820 AD. Picture the fear, the chaos, and the determination of a people fighting to protect their homes from an enemy that seemed to come straight out of their worst nightmares. Because sometimes the most chilling stories are the ones that really happened. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing. I've got dozens more for you to watch. Thanks again.